Now I've gone a little ways in and I'm right in the middle of the curve, so if you look at the fabric, it's right in the middle of the curve. So you want to still make sure that it's all nice and flat when you are sewing it. So if I just let it go, it would be like this. So I'm going to make sure that I'm pulling it in front of the sewing machine so that I'm staying along this edge here, which is my line that I want to sew my seam allowance around. So just keeping the fabric here. You want to take the excess fabric and move it up ahead of you. That'll pull the fabric up in that direction. And when you get to the seam, you want to make sure that it's flat on both sides so that the needle doesn't catch it and fold it this way. You want to make sure that it catches it there and on the back side too. So just be a little bit careful. You might even want to use the hand wheel to move the needle up and down for this part, just to make sure that you catch both of those seams and keep them both flat. It's also not a bad idea right in here to go and backstitch this whole area just to reinforce it. So I'm going to go forward a little bit further here. And then I'm going to backstitch it. So it's going to be a little bit tricky because now I only have one hand to do this. But try and get it right along that same seam that you had before. And then I'm going to go forward again. So try and get it nice, as close as you can to that first stitch in mind. And then continue on from here, making sure to keep it always, always, always along this edge. So the slower you go, the easier it is to maintain. Always stopping, taking out your pins as you go. And make sure that you have, you'll see here that I have my pin collector right beside me so that my pins aren't loose because they happen to fall under the sewing machine and they get lost and they'll get broken and not a good thing. So I'll just show you how to finish this off. Going all the way to the edge. So when I go all the way to the edge, and then I'm going to backstitch from here. There's also nothing wrong with sewing after, so going and keeping on sewing. Some people get scared to do that, but don't worry about it. Just sew until you make sure that you sew all the way, better than stopping here and having a loose edge. Sew all the way to the edge.